So good day, suburban writers, readers, and now viewers. 10th episode of Beyond the Pages, my podcast on suburban television, on air. And just go to our website, hit the drop-down menu, you'll see on air, and you'll see all 5 of our shows. This is my 10th episode, and we're coming to you from Chez Alexandre, which is the center, the last center of civilized adult entertainment in Montreal, where we can be free of the nanny state and we can actually act like adults. And for the 10th episode, which is, enough of the politics, enough of COVID, and enough of health stories, and enough of people suffering, and we're going to have fun and we're going to do entertainment. And I have 2 guests today. The interview will focus on one, but fair warning, full disclosure, these are 2 great friends. To my right is Donny Falsetti, and to my left, Robert Cordileone, and they both were in probably the most important Quebec movie made in the past year called Mafia Inc, which you can see on Bell On Demand and all the other pay-per-view places. And of course, it comes from the very important novel by Noël and André, Cédilot, best-selling novel here. It's been up for something like 8 prizes, 8 Canadian prize nominations, and premiered at the Sao Paulo Film Festival, and then premiered in Toronto in February 2020, just in time for the shutdown, so that all of you can go to pay-TV and see this, because it's an incredible story of Montreal.
And we're back in theater.
You're back in theater?
July 3rd.
Okay. Yeah. They're back in theater July 3rd, so look at your listings. You don't know if it's Cineplex or Uzo or...
It's probably going to both, because Uzo had a lot of success in the East End. Yeah. So
now,
it should be both.
Obviously, any movie on this subject in Montreal is going to get a lot of comparisons and is going to get a lot of rumors. This is a fictional story. You can read into it whatever you want to read into it from the papers. Let me start with Robert, because a lot of this is different than Donny, who's one of the top 3 stars of this story. But Robert has been in production. You've been a friend of Donny's for many years, and he's actually been a producer. But you get killed off early. You poor guy. So the story is about a war that erupts between 2 families that were very close, the Paternos and the Gamaches, and you are you do protection work for Mr. Paterno.
That's right. I'm the henchman.
And unfortunately, you are killed off. You're not a henchman, you're a cohort. How far into the movie?
I come in halfway through the movie.
It was a grisly death.
To revenge the paternal son's death, which is Jackal.
So why does the son get killed? The Paterno family is, in this book, the leading family. They run certain criminal enterprises, but they're very close to the son of the tailor, actual tailor of the godfather, of the head of the family. And the son of the tailor becomes very close and wants to prove himself at a young age that he's tough, and so he commits some murders, and he becomes like another son to Mr. Paterno. And unfortunately ends up moving away with not only my good friend Robert as the cohort, but also at one point with Donny Falsetti, who plays Jacko, who is...
We may be giving too much away.
Okay, we're going to concentrate on Donny. You're absolutely right. This is a free and easy day. People, I got my card right here. So, cheers, because Robert's going to have something, because it's a beautiful day and it's beautiful out and Montreal's open again, and this will kill COVID. No, I'm kidding. Kidding. But cheers.
Cheers.
Okay, now I'm limited with my camera space here, so can you scrunch over a bit? Just scrunch.
We're gonna pull it,
and we're gonna get it closer to us.
Thank you very much.
So Donny, this is not your first rodeo, but this is the make it. This is the coming out moment for you.
This is making my mark.
How long have you been in movies and acting?
Since graduated in '99 from the Dawson Theater program, and I've been doing it ever since.
What pulled you in? Was it theater first or television first?
Actually, it was watching French improvisations on Friday nights.
When you say French improv, what does that mean?
Well, I grew up in Chez Alexandre,
right?
And
where there was that big explosion of the gas tank.
This is
Mark Levy. Yeah, I understand, but I have to relate things to news.
You have to bring
it's
it up.
news.
It's part of history. Yeah, so that was back in the 80s, and my foster sister would do improv on Friday nights.
At a club or
No, it was like it was a library, and and an audience would show up, and we'd have the keave, red and blue,
right?
So that was the first time I got the bug. I think I was 7 or 8 years old.
And where'd you first career move outside of Boston? First job, real
was,
paying job, not
yeah, it was
first
a
role.
calendar pose. I got my first actual credit was a calendar pose for student bodies.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hadley High's calendar pose. It was
Hadley High.
That was the name of the school for student bodies.
Okay.
So I was lucky. I had a nice body.
You're still pretty popular. Okay, ladies are still.
A lot more younger. Yeah, so I lucked out on that, thanks to a friend of mine, Joe Galaccio. And then from there, I did a lot of extra work. I amalgamated some 17 grand with me a year and a half, just doing extra work on my days off and working in bars. And then I got lucky because I was on big role on campus doing this extra work stuff, but I'd be hovering over the director, Eric Kenuel, over his shoulder, watching a monitor because I wanted to learn. And one day I see him in an audition room, and he says, "Oh, I know you." He says, "You're that guy, always that annoying, kid behind me, all the time." So we laughed, and I ended up booking Seriously Weird, which was a TV series for one TV. That was my big
Acting.
Yeah,
break.
That was my big one.
Normal, legitimate
experience for learning the tools of the trade. Yeah.
Before Mafia Inc. and after, what was the best role? What was your best role? The best thing you had either in theater or movie or television?
I especially because I dabbled in writing, and I did I wrote a stage play with at the time Stephen Leckie, the chairman of Awesome, exceptionally talented. But I'd have to say, Guy X, it wasn't the film. The movie just didn't resonate with audiences, but I think it was just that role in particular, playing Sergeant and just this maniacal, sadistic character. So it kind of set the tone for the type of roles I was anticipating.
Now you stuck with this. This is not an overnight story for you. You've been at this for over 20 years.
Yeah, I took a hiatus in 2010, mainly because I wanted to fall back on something. When you're young, you think that it's going to happen for you. We all every gig feels like this is the one that's going to make it, and so you've got to find something to fall back on, and that's what I did.
Formal training stopped at Dawson, right?
Yeah.
After Dawson.
Yeah.
Who influenced you? Were there mentors, were there guides, were there people that you went to over the years that why am I bothering with this? Am I good enough? Is it going to be this hard to break in? I'm living in Quebec. My name is Italian. Is that a problem? I'm not here. I'm not there. Did you ever just sometimes meet somebody to go talk to and say, am I wasting my time?
I'll be honest with you. I was very lucky because during that time, in the late 90s, productions weren't, Montreal wasn't loud. We had productions coming in, but nobody really knew about them. When the American section started to kick in, then things changed. And, but, Vittorio Rossi was someone who motivated me.
Great friend, great playwright.
Amazing individual. And I met him through Frederick George, who passed away a few years ago. He was a professor of mine. He said, "You got to get into the writing. You got to meet Vittorio." I went and watched Paradise by the River.
Sure.
Which I think he's going to revamp.
They're trying to do the second and third plays of this 3-play cycle that started at McGill with the Chain in September. Which viewers, I invite you to go to our website. Just Google the Chain. It's a wonderful. Vittorio Rossi is a playwright, preeminent playwright, but preeminent playwright of the immigrant experience in Canada. That was supposed to be staged, but nobody knows what's going to happen with the rest of the plays now.
Yeah, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. All this is going to pass. And then there was guys like Tony Nardi, so I didn't have to look too far. I wasn't looking at American actors and saying, "Oh, you know, I want to be some Mickey Rourke or something." We had them in our backyard, and I think it was the fact that it was so real to me that these individuals were being talked about in our town, that I could see a full career. You know, I never thought about my background, my culture thing. I never thought about that, and
You're perfectly bilingual.
I'm bilingual. I was
Trilingual.
Yeah, I was fortunate. I spent my summers in Italy. Like I said, I was raised in a francophone community. I was obliged to do my schooling in English, as my father did.
Right.
So I was very fortunate, and I consider that a privilege to be able to have experienced multiple cultures.
I got to ask you this question. For a time, you were not Donny Falsetti, you were Donny Quinn.
Yeah,
Why?
that was the question.
What's the history?
All right. So, like I said,
Although you could go both ways, Italian, Irish.
Yeah, I mean,
Black Irish or Italian. You could pull it off both ways.
Yeah, I can pull it. So, like I said, I had to fall back on something. I took a hiatus in 2009, 2010, and I decided I wanted to start a little audio company. So I got into the whole voiceover business. And to be very honest with you, I had trouble getting my demos heard with the name Falsetti, because and it's very natural. It's common. When we're looking for North American voiceover narrators, we need to feel as though they've got English as their mother tongue. And so I tried to sneak my way through, and I said, I'm going to change my name to Quinn, fairly Canadian, and
The Mighty Quinn.
The Mighty Quinn, and see what that gets me. And my business just flourished.
Great. Okay, Donny. So, got to ask you about the big cherry on the cake.
Sure.
Mafia Inc.
Yes.
Major picture, first major picture that you would say.
Yeah.
Your breakthrough picture?
I'd probably call it my breakthrough. Yeah.
How did that come about? So first of all, the authors, one of them is a well-known journalist in Montreal.
Yeah.
They covered the crime scene for a long time. They write this book, which is a bit controversial. Some people actually said they're painting too stereotypical a picture. And then how does this become a movie? Because there was some time between the book and the movie, wasn't there?
Yeah, I think they initiated the process in 2015, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was 2015, and they got somebody like Sylvain Guy who did he's done a ton of stuff. So they I think the complication was trying to come up with a way in which to present true events through fictional characters. And so the book and the movie are nothing alike. They're certainly, but the true events, whether it's the Messina Bridge, all that is
the book in itself was not a novel, or was it, Isabel?
I believe it was a novel, yeah.
So it was a novel. Here's a novel set in Montreal.
Yeah.
Written by two Quebec journalists. Was there ever a thought that this would be done? Is it American style blockbuster or not?
The intent was based on the guys behind it, and they know what they're doing. They wanted to just release it in Quebec.
So who took it to the next step after book to film? Who are the essential players?
Oh, I don't know. There's 3 production companies.
Sorry, the voice you're hearing is Robert Cordileone, who you saw at the beginning of the interview, and he's sitting in front of us so that we could get the Donny Falsetti story out.
It was three production companies with telephone.
But you can't remember who was the first person who actually approached the authors and said, this is a great property.
No, we're not privy to that.
So they got a great director, right?
Yeah, wonderful director. Yeah, Cardinal, Vikings.
Right.
Danielle, yeah.
And then came casting.
Yeah.
Now you went from Falsetti to Quinn and back to Falsetti. Was there? You wanted this role. You knew about this casting, right?
I was privy to prior to the audition process.
Like they came to you, or you went to them?
I got a phone call from a casting director, Bruno Rosado, just basically letting me know that this was coming, that it was a good opportunity, that I should get ready to get back in, and I wasn't eager to get back in the business. So then I heard about the auditions, and he called me in for this character, Jacko. I did the first audition. The producer, director, and the writer who took part as well in the selection, I guess, of the cast. So it was a 50-50. So I had to go back in a second time.
How many were up for the role?
It varied between Montreal all the way to LA. I mean,
Wow.
there was a slew of guys that went in.
And once again, you play the son of the Godfather.
Yeah.
Montreal
Jacko,
Godfather. Yeah.
The
Jacko
eldest son.
Paterno.
Paterno. Yeah. It was. I was very.
And how did you know that you got the part? Like, was there a yay moment? You got a call, or?
I got. There's a bit of mind games going on because I walked out of the room and then I got in the car. I went back home to the West Island, and I get a phone call from the casting director. He says, come back to the office because we got to look for other roles for you. I said, oh, I didn't get it. He says, yeah, come back to the office. He says, I gotta look for something else. And when I got back there, they had a champagne bottle, and it was a nice.
This guy's sense of humor.
Yeah,
terrific.
It was.
You need that.
It broke my heart.
And how did you feel when you knew you had the role?
Oh, I fell in front of him. I got very emotional, and for me, it was a nice return. It was one of the character that I always wanted to have a father-son relationship of that sort of conflict, and I was very was really happy about it.
Did it ever occur to you, besides the father-son relationship and the human aspects of the book and of the movie, did it ever occur to you that, hey, this is cool because I'm playing a character in a major continuing news story in Montreal history? Let me put it that way, because it's been the background of our lives.
Yeah.
I mean, we're all, you're younger, you're younger than I, or a bit younger than Robert, but this has been the background. What was that wonderful with it? That Turner Classic Movies line about films being the soundtrack of our lives. This continuing story was a backdrop of our lives.
We grew up, Robert and I. I mean, we grew up in the 90s. High school was the Zooters were it was the topic of conversation, and I was in Italian high school or kids, and so it was the thing we were talking about. And it's funny because it was set in the 90s, and here we are. It's 2018 when we shot this, and
you had a deja vu. You started to think back.
Yeah.
They brought in a major Italian star to play the Godfather, Mr. Paterno.
Incredibly talented.
The name, because I forgot.
Sergio Castellito.
So there's always discussion in Quebec whenever Quebec films are made.
Yeah.
Do we use an all Quebec cast? Should they be all French? Should it be French and English? Certainly, you rarely hear
that they're going to
bring in somebody from abroad. What made that decision? And was there any pushback in the industry?
I'd have to say it was the casting director once again, Bruno.
And he wanted that actor.
He had two in mind. The producer Antonello had two actors, but they both agreed on Sergio. And in the past, the French productions have brought in some very well-known French from France.
From France, yeah.
France, but not, to my knowledge, not Italian. And it was something that Bruno was certain. What he was trying to say with Danielle, with the director, is if you're going to cast this film, if you want to do it right, make sure that they're all authentic. And if you want the heavy guns and you want the Godfather to be, bring them from the country, go get them from Italy. And the moment Sergio showed up, the glasses, just his whole the demeanor, he was it. Yeah.
This film premiered in Canada February 2020, just before COVID.
Just before COVID.
Now, it's coming back into the theaters.
Yeah, July 3rd, they're going to start up again.
It's gotten a lot of critical acclaim, of course.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking at, when you get a 7.5 average on 10 for a film, that's a big deal. When you're hitting that kind of score, it's a big deal. And I think that the unfortunate truth is, we were out in theaters for about a month, and we didn't have the opportunity to really see what the box office sales would have been.
For you, has this meant more phone calls, or is it too early to tell?
Oh, it's too early. It's too early.
And all the awards that it's up for them later in the year. They've been canceled.
They've already done them. They did the
Oh, they did
Iris,
them.
yeah,
Okay.
and Sergio came out winning the best supporting role.
Excellent.
Yeah. So.
And you were nominated.
No.
The
Marc-André.
Marc-André Grandin,
Yeah.
who played your sort of adopted brother,
Yeah.
who ends up killing you.
Yeah.
He was nominated for best supporting actor.
Yeah. Isn't that great?
The Divine Justice will be Donny Falsetti, and we're going to hear a lot more about you,
Hopefully, yeah.
and you're going to get a lot of calls from them.
I really appreciate
And
it.
I recommend this one to everybody. It's more authentic than Bad Blood. Go to Bell 5, go rent it. You got to see this to know a bit of history and what makes Montreal really a hot town, sometimes complicated, and all based on human relationships. Donny Falsetti, thanks very much.
Thank you so much for your time.
Robert Cordileone, many thanks. And to all of you, we will see you next time on Beyond the Pages. Good day and good luck.